Hey folks, welcome back. This is May the S-Force be with you, and we are going to look at how to create a custom field inside of our custom objects to look up to a contact record. So right here we're in custom object doctor. We got that by going to the setup page. Under the create section there's the objects tab, and we clicked into doctor here. Notice how we just have two custom fields in doctor, notes and specialties. Let's create a new custom field here, and this is going to be, let's make this a lookup. So it's not required that it, we can make it required otherwise, but it won't be a master detail relationship. Let's click next. This is going to look up to a contact. Alright, it's related to a contact. Let's click next, and field label, we'll call this Doctor Contact. Alright, field name Doctor Contact, child relationship name doctors, that's fine. We can link this to anyone, that's fine. Click next. We can apply filter settings here, we'll go over that a little later. And we're going to make this visible to everyone, that's fine. Next. Well, let's add that to the doctor layout. Next. And on the contact page, we'll make a related list of doctors. That's fine. That way, if we're on a contact page, we can see whether or not it's been linked to a doctor object, and if it has, we can click through to the doctor record there. And we're going to save, not just save, and let's go to the patient object now and create the similar thing there. Go to objects, patient. We're going to create a new custom field, new. It's going to be a lookup relationship. Next, we'll call this patient contact. It's going to be related to a contact. This is from patient. Next, let's call this patient contact. Alright, it's called patients. No lookup filtering yet. Let's click next. And let's make it visible to everybody, writable by everybody, at least here. We can change that in the profile settings. And let's put the contact lookup on the patient layout, and on the contact page we're going to have a list of patients that are linked to that contact. Okay, and save. And now let's, so we've got two patients. Let's go ahead and look at them. Patients, we've got Joe patient and Jane patient. Let's go ahead and make contacts for, let's see, it's Joe patient, Jane patient, Bob doctor, and Barbara doctor. I'm going to go ahead and do that. What we're going to do is, I'll walk you through one. We're going to go to the contacts page. Now since this is a developer edition account, it starts with a lot of default contacts here, as you can see. We're going to leave that in here, but I'm going to make a new contact. First name will be Mr. Joe patient. It's not going to be related to an account or anything, but I can put a birth date here. Let's say they were born in, wow, I can't go back, come on. Birth date, let's say 11/26/1964, and we'll put a phone number, 210-555-1234, and you can fill that out. Email is going to be joe.patient@blah.com, and address information if you want. So you can fill all this out, right? Let's go ahead and save this here, and I'll show you how to link this patient record. Let's go ahead and hide this. And what was that? A reminder. You just created a new contact. If you have just met this contact, now is a good time to send a stay in touch email. This is more related with the sales portion of Salesforce.com. Doesn't necessarily apply to our custom application we're making with the patient object. I'm going to click Don't Show This again, and I don't want to see that. And I'm reading up about the bash shell here. Okay, so we're back to our patient record. Now, since we made a field in the patient object to look up the contact, I'm going to need to go to the patient. Let's go to Joe Patient. And as you can see here, we've got patient contact, right? I'm going to double click here, and you can see the magnifying glass. It's going to look up our records in the contact. I've got recently viewed contacts here, Joe Patient, but if you didn't see that, or if you didn't see it in the list, we could just search for Joe Patient and go, and it would. This is the search results now. Same thing, Joe Patient, okay, and I'm going to save. And now, here's the interesting thing. Down here, I'm going to reload this page. We should have a related list. Contacts. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe on the contact page we have a list of patients related to that contact. See there? Boom. Patients. So we can see on the contact page there's a list of patients that are linked with them. Now really, we should only see, you shouldn't see a doctor and a patient that's linked to the same record. However, doctors get sick as well, so perhaps a doctor, certain contact is a doctor, and so you have a link to their doctor record here. Let's say, for instance, Bob Doctor is a doctor, so when we create a contact for him and link it from the doctor page, we'll see him here. And maybe Bob Doctor has a problem that Barbara Doctor is helping him with, so he's also a patient of Barbara Doctor. It happens. But you're going to see those here in the related lists down here. And so that's that. I'm going to go ahead and make contacts also for our other patient and for our two doctors, and make a couple more doctor and patient records there, so that we have a little more data to work with as we continue on. So that's how to make a lookup. Now also, if you notice, I think we activated track field history for our custom objects, doctor and patient. So for instance, if we wanted to see the changes made to the patient's illness, let's just click into patient, and under custom fields, see there's set history tracking. We're not tracking any of the changes of these right now, but let's go ahead and do that. Let's say we want to, we're limited to 20, I think, so let's go ahead and just track changes to all of these right now, whether or not they're active, their illness, and which contact they're linked with. We can save that. And now we're tracking changes to all of these. Now you're limited to 20, but what you can also do, I'm going to minimize this, open up Customize, because contact will be under the Customize because it's a standard object. Let's look into fields. Let's set history tracking for the contact object. Now we can enable contact history for changes made to contact information, and we can track changes to birth date, email, home phone, all the phone numbers perhaps, mobile phone, and oh, it's interesting, where's address? Home address, mailing address, business address, anyways. Email bounced, email opt-out. So we can track changes to these, and it won't eat away at our limit for tracking fields for our custom object, patient or doctor. So now that we're tracking changes here, we don't have to add a field to doctor that is a mailing address. So for instance, let's say we have the doctor's office. We have his home address and then his office address, and let's say he changes office, he moves to a new hospital or an office building. We can change that, and let's say somebody did it incorrectly, we can track that in the contact object, and so we can link them to one contact record, and we can track changes to their specialties and other fields we create in doctor, and also track fields in the contact object and not have it eat away at our limit. So that's a little introduction to history tracking for fields for standard and custom objects, and a way to make a lookup to a standard object from a custom object. And that's it for this video. Stay tuned for our next video. Go ahead and comment, subscribe if you like, and more Salesforce.com development goodness coming your way. Thanks so much.